Back in 2024, I bought and built this, the F15E in 1/144th scale by Revell. And amongst other things, I said that it was far too small and fiddly and not really a scale that I could get into. So later that evening, after the consumption of alcohol, I purchased these four on eBay. These are four miscellaneous Revell 1/144th scale aircraft to go with my F15E. And there seems to be a little bit of a resurgence of the 1/144th range from Revell, so I thought now would be a good time to take a look, because after buying them, all enthused about making them, I put them away and have done nothing with them until now. This will be a little series of videos, and we are going to start it off with this one. The Revell AV-8B Harrier. So I'm starting this mini-series looking inside the box. I don't know how long this video is going to be. You already will know this by just looking at how long the video is, but I don't at time of recording because I can't see into the future. And I don't know how complex these are. I'm expecting they will be fairly simple, and this is kind of leading the way. So the other three may all be done in one individual video, or maybe I'll break them up. We will see. But for now, I thought we'd take a look at the box of this, discuss what I'll be doing or not doing, and making a judgment from there. Now you can see, obviously, just actually disclaimer before I go into that, these were all second-hand. I'll talk about that a little bit in a moment, but I just want to make it clear at the beginning of the video, these are second-hand kits, so prices and box art and things are not going to necessarily represent what is available today. So you see this wonderful artwork with two Harriers having blown some stuff up, presumably in the Gulf War. It's the old style of Revell box, which is blue, and we have a price here, £2.89 from Young World. I bought it from eBay, as I've said, and I will clarify the price later on. On this side, we have a little bit of history about the AV-8B, and it tells us what colours are going to be needed. We have on this side the barcode and some general gumph, some warnings. We have a copyright date down here, 1998. Remember that year, people, 1998. And on the shop edges, it tells us it's a skill level 3. That's right, a tiny plane like this, skill level 3. That is on both sides, of course. And then on the back, we have some other products and a little explanation about how the skill level is nothing to do with skill and is just to do with the number of parts. So with that out of the way, let's open this up and have a look. Just to clarify as well, this was sealed in the box. I have cut it open. That is all I've done. Okay, there is nothing else in the box. We've got the plastic parts still sealed here, and I'm going to be looking at these paper bits, which are a bit badly folded. It's possible that that was me earlier, because I took the instructions out and then realised I hadn't turned the camera on. Inside the instructions, we have the decal sheet. Let's look at that first. They look absolutely fine. Printed in Italy, 1998, so matches the copyright date on the box. Yeah, they look fine. Obviously very, very small, but it's a small scale, so it's kind of what you expect, right? And we appear to have just standard markings and some very minor stencil details, so thankfully nothing too complicated for the scale. I don't think I've got any, I didn't see any protective film for them, but what I'll do, move that out of the way. This is just a general warning advice sheet normally, this style of Revell kit. There it is. See, I'm sure you can read better foreign languages than I can. But that's just a general warning stuff. What I will do, see, nothing in there. I'm going to put the decals in there, fold them up, and put them in the box to keep them safe. The instruction sheet itself is in the usual standard impractical oversized format that Revell liked to use. So it folds out this way and then out again. Bearing in mind this is an A3 cutting mat, and the F15 in 1/144th is that big. A poorly printed black and white version of the box art, and a little bit of history about the Harrier there. Pause if you want to read. And the rest on this page is all pretty much a carbon copy of what was on the the separate sheet of paper. So I don't really know why they needed to double print everything, but hey, they did. But that does mean on the other side, and upside down, we have the actual instructions, and of course we start with the usual how-to things, what all the codes mean. We have colours, which are denoted by letters, which then vaguely relate to percentages of numbers. If that sounds complicated, don't. It's simple. Revell have done it for years. Why can't you work out that you mix 60% of 47 with 40% of 57 and then you get colour B? What? Please, Revell, sort it out. It hurts my brain. Actually, on that note, what would be really helpful is if it told me the actual colours, as in what the colours should be, rather than just the Revell numbers. If it said, for example, US Light Ghost Grey, that would be much more helpful than this nonsense. Over here we have a sprue map with parts that are not included coloured out. Quite a nice inclusion of a sprue map, I like that. It tells us we've got sprues A, B, G and unknown. And then we begin with the construction itself. Looks like the cockpit detail comprises of a seat and a pilot. That is it. You need to put 10 grams of weight in. Cool, unless of course you do it in a wheels up configuration. Haven't decided. I'll touch on that in a little bit. Step 2, you've got other fuselage, the other half of the fuselage bits. Then you've got wings, canopy. This is not going to take long, is it? Some weapons, some more weapons, some more weapons. And then steps 7 and 8, stick the bits underneath from previous steps. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. I lied. This is sticking the undercarriage on. This is wheels up, wheels down. And then here we have the sticking the other bits on from the other steps, or the weapons and stuff. And finally, we have one colour call-out. I say colour call-out to be generous. We have one black and white call-out with colours A, B and C being the primary colours. And see what I mean? It would be nice if it told you what A, B and C are, because A is greyish blue, B is a mix of grey and another grey, and C is a mix of grey and white. Yeah, excellent. Really helpful. Thanks. Although in terms of the divides between the colours, that does seem fairly clear. And so there we go, using about, a third of the space provided, you have the instructions. So let me fold those back up to their much more compact size, put them to one side, and look at the plastic. Right, so here we go. Exactly as per the sprue map, we have sprues A, B, G, and unnamed. I say unnamed, it is, genuinely unnamed. You see it's separately sealed. It's the canopy, so it's the only clear part. As usual for me, I'm not going to cut it open to have a look now. You'll have to wait for the build video to see how clear that is. Through the bag it looks fine. I can't immediately see any scratches. Tiny bit of flash. But fingers crossed that will be fine. Once again, I'm going to put that down over there and make sure I don't accidentally crush it or something. Going to sprue A then, we have the fuselage, by which I mean fuselage. Detail is engraved, so recessed panel lines. We've got no real issues showing. It looks perfectly fine. No sidewall detail, not that I'd really expect it at this size. Another thing we're going to come back to is it's got a very obvious overlay with the Revell logo on this sprue. We'll touch on that in a moment. We have the wings. Again, the detail looks absolutely fine. It's the same piece for top and bottom, so you only have 2 wing pieces rather than 4 or 3 or whatever. And you've got the undercarriage as well. To be honest, the quality of this looks fine. There is a lot of flash, but not on the parts. It's on the actual sprue feeds themselves. The runners, if you will. So yeah, it looks okay. Then we have sprue B, and oh, my finger's gone straight on the pilot seat combination. So yeah, a pilot's included, but you literally have to include the pilot. Look at that. How silly. Eeny weeny teeny pilot moulded onto a chair. That's ridiculous. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I'm a bit speechless. I can kind of see why they've done it in this scale, but that is quite silly. Okay. And then you've got weapons, which I'm led to believe you're not even going to use that much of. The air intakes or engine intakes are here. Various hard points, and that's pretty much it. There's not really anything else. It's all hard points and weapons, and a pilot moulded into a seat. It'd be really bad, though, for him getting cramp, wouldn't it? He can't stretch. And his feet aren't touching the rudder pedals either. Sprue G. And Sprue G is more weaponry and more hardpoints. And that is pretty much it. There is nothing else. It's really just kind of throw a fuselage together. Hang on a minute, I've just remembered something. You are looking at what Revell call a skill level 3. So just having a quick count of the parts on the sprue map, you use 50 parts to assemble the model if you use every part that it thinks is appropriate for this one. So obviously some of these weapons here are not used, so I've not included those in the count. So the ones that are excluded on the parts map, as in blanked out, I've removed from the count. The rest of them on here are 50. A skill level 2 is up to 30 parts, a skill level 3 is up to 100. I'm going to reserve judgment as to whether this is actually an easy kit to build until I build it. Obviously there's only so much you can do looking at the plastic. However, that seems a little counterintuitive. Just saying. Right, so who remembers the date that was on the side of the box? 3, 2, it was 1998. 1998 is what Revell say this kit is, what this kit is from. You know, when this kit is from, you know, English, whatever. Well, here on ScaleMates we can have a look. This is, of course, the release, and it tells us, amongst other things, that this is actually a Dragon kit first produced in 1989. As you can see here. This can be verified by looking at the instructions available on ScaleMates, which... I was going to say which clearly match, and then I scroll too far down and you see it's an F-18. But you can see from the Harrier, okay, they're not the same instructions, but clearly it's got the same pilot seat blob. So this is clearly correct. And the Revell one, in case you're wondering, is there. And it has been released as late as 2010. This kit is currently not available, at least in the Revell box, but you can get it on the second-hand market for around about the £10 or £11 mark. However, we also have this, the AV-8B Harrier 2 Plus, also in 1/144th scale, also by Revell, but this time we've got a different product code. So the one we're looking at today is 04025, but this one is 04038. Now, this wasn't on the previous map, and the reason why it wasn't is because this is actual Revell tooling from 2005. Again, looking at the instructions available, you can clearly see that this is a different kit on the grounds of it having an interior. Yes, look, it's got an actual interior without some pilot who's been horrifically welded onto the seat. So this is clearly a separate kit, also released by Revell, also in the same scale, with an incredibly similar name. And this is also available for around the £10 mark. In fact, doing a quick revised Google search, you can see some of the shopping options show the old one for $23.99. I know it's eBay, but hey, whatever, it happens. You've got a pair there for 24, so you're looking at 12 quid a kit. You've got one here for 15, again, second hand. And there is no way of distinguishing whether you're looking at the new tool, the Revell tool, or the one-time release Dragon Reeboks. So if anything, this kit is a good example of what I was slightly worried about with these Revell 1/144th kits, is that it's just another miscellaneous kit rebranded. Now, if it still makes as a good kit, is it a problem? No, of course not. There could be loads of reasons why they decided to tool it themselves. Maybe they could only release this once. Maybe they sold so many of them that they wanted to just make their own because they thought it would be worth it. Who knows? Either way, just be careful that when you see this name on a box, you might not be getting that name on a box. In terms of how much I paid for this then, I bought all four on eBay for £26 something or other. Equates to just over $6.50 a kit. I think I worked out with post and packing it came to $6.66 recurring, which I think is fair, to be honest. I wouldn't necessarily want to pay a tenner for this based on what I've seen in the box, but again, if it builds quite well, yeah, it's probably worth it. Finally then, my plans for the kit. Well, I haven't fully decided. I have purchased this paint set from Vallejo, which will cover the 3 colours inside the AV-8. It will also cover at least one of the other kits, the F-18, of the 4 that I bought. However, maybe, because it's got a pilot, I could do it with its wheels up, and I could make another flying diorama like I did with the F-15. I could do another what if. If you have any thoughts on it, let me know. I would be interested to see. I'm going to start building it, but I'm not going to paint it yet. So I'd be interested to see what people want me to do with it. The default will just be paint it in standard colours and see what it looks like. Oh, and also doing it with the wheels up would save 10 grams of weight. But there we go, I'm wrapping that one up. Hope you enjoyed a little look at that. Let me know if you've made this kit or the other one. Maybe I should buy the other one. Do you think I should buy the other one and do a comparison? It's not going to happen immediately. I'm going to make this one first, but you never know. Drop it in the comments. I like having that sort of discussion. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed and if you liked it. If you didn't like it, well done for making it this far without rage quitting. I genuinely applaud. Go background clap. Genuinely applaud you for lasting this long. Either way, just thank you for paying an interest in this silly video. You can also become a channel member like these people on screen who contribute a small amount each month to keeping me doing silly things like getting drunk and buying a load of kits after saying I thought they were too small and fiddly. Thank you very much. These people are massively appreciated. If you want to join them, please feel free to. If you don't, absolutely fine. Just watching the video really is enough. And with that, I haven't even started the kit and I've already started feeding the carpet monster. I think it was just a bit of dead sprue, but now I have to go and find it. Anyway, right, yes, I have a plane to build. You have comments to leave. Enjoy the rest of your existence. Good day. Update, it was a broken elastic band.